Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. We've invaded enemy lanes. We're in Robbie's one of many studios here.
I shouldn't have let you in, man. You know what I mean? I'm still hurt about that Carabao Cup, you know what I mean? It's still burning.
Can we get some black and white
Especially
lights? Black and white lights in the background, maybe change up the shirts a little bit. Shearer statue anyway.
It's coming out studio,
Eddie Howe.
disrespecting us as well.
No, thanks for having with Robbie. We're just going to do a quick video and discuss kind of the future of the clubs. I'm doing something very similar on AFTV with James in more detail. But Robbie, let's fire out the questions because I know you've got another plane to catch, always on the move. Who's had the better season between Arsenal and Newcastle?
Newcastle.
Could have been saying something different.
I think, Newcastle, because I think if you qualify for the Champions League, which I think you will, and you've won a trophy, which we would have qualified for the Champions League, but we haven't won a trophy, So you'd have to say that Newcastle have had a better season. I disagree when, we've been having a lot of these arguments where people say Man United or Spurs potentially going to have a better season than Arsenal because they're going to win a trophy. I differ to that because I look at it and think, all right, well done to them. They've saved their season by winning a trophy, but they've been horrendous in the league, right? They're not going to qualify. Well, they will qualify for Europe through the back door, but they wouldn't have qualified for Europe through the league. And the competition that they've qualified for it in, we weren't in it. Mm-hmm. So how could they really, possibly have had a better season? But with Newcastle, we were in the Carabao Cup. And actually, you were the team that beat us, And so, and definitely Newcastle would have had a better season than us, for sure. We've not had a good season, Arsenal.
If you had to go to the final of the Champions League, would you still be saying the same thing, or would you have had to have won it to have said you got a better season?
I'd still say we would have had to have won it.
Yeah.
Because we've not had a good season. Because I think in the Champions League, we've done really, really well. To get to the semi-finals, I think Arsenal possibly overachieved.
Nobody seen that coming, did they?
Nobody saw that coming. But in the league, we underachieved. You know what I mean? We didn't really mount a proper challenge. And I just feel that we've not had a good season. You know what I mean? When you look at it overall, knocked out by you in the semi-final, knocked out in the semi-final of a Champions League, knocked out very early, third round of the FA Cup, and didn't challenge in the league. That's not a good season for Arsenal. I know there's a lot of mitigation because a lot of injuries and key players. We suffered badly with injuries this year, and as you did last year. And, last year when you suffered badly, you didn't even make the Champions League. So, but it's still not been a good season for Arsenal. There's still a time we could have done something about it in January by buying someone. We didn't. No, it's not been good.
Well, I'm glad we agree on that one. Honest man, Robbie. He's an honest man. Well, let's see how your honesty on this one, right? Do you, /Arsenal fans, now obviously you can't speak on behalf of all of them, but what you're seeing online and stuff, still think that you can sign Alexander Isak this summer?
No, I don't think because I think if Newcastle don't make the Champions League by some craziness, there's a possibility. I mean, money talks. You went in with a crazy bid. Maybe Newcastle would be tempted, but I think if Newcastle make the Champions League, absolutely no way. I think, it's a difficult deal to be done because it's going to be really, really expensive. That's number one. I mean, ridiculously expensive. Your owners ain't short of a few bob, as we know. I don't think Isak will move this summer. But I think Newcastle have to get to the Champions League. You're under pressure when you've got a player like us with Saliba. You know what I mean? You're under pressure because, those players can go anywhere. Saka can go anywhere. Saliba can go, and you've got to tie him down to a new contract. So, but he's still got a few years left. So I think this season, I don't think Isak will go anywhere this season. I think he'll stay at Newcastle.
Told you. Saka's a Newcastle fan, isn't he? Remember?
He's not a Newcastle fan.
His granddad used to take when Newcastle games. Said the article, saying it again. So, loves black and white. Well, there we go. I think Isak will stay as well. That means you'll have to move on to other striker targets.
Yeah, I think, we've been linked with players like Gyökeres and Sesko. I think it'd be one of them. I don't think it'll be Isak.
Would you swap Mikel Arteta for Eddie Howe?
No, I wouldn't.
Really?
I wouldn't. I think Eddie Howe's done a great job at Newcastle. But I also think that Arteta's done a great job at Arsenal. He's just not got us over the line. To get over the line in the Premier League is very, very tough. Very, very tough. You know what I mean? And I think he's made mistakes. You know what I mean? Especially not getting a striker in. There's been a huge mistake. But he has been close. I mean, this season we're in the semi-finals of the Champions League. So, no, I wouldn't swap him. I think Eddie Howe's a good man. I think he's the best of the English managers.
By far.
But no, I wouldn't swap him.
Do you not think he's slept on a little bit because he's English?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I wanted him to get the job of England manager. You know, because I just feel that, you know, it's not just what he's done at Newcastle, what he's done at Bournemouth as well. He was excellent.
Bottom of League 2 to the top.
Yeah. People really do. When you say people sleep on him, they really do sleep on him. He's been excellent. And we do this a lot with English managers where, you know, they don't get the full credit that they really deserve. They're looked upon as not having the same you know, when we played I'd say in the Premier League, the best team we played this season was Newcastle. Over 2 legs in that Carabao Cup, they beat us comprehensively. I know, again, that's people would say injuries or whatever, but we were comprehensively beaten. You know, I mean, we didn't even score a goal, and his tactics were excellent. So I think he's done a great job. But I'm content with Mikel Arteta, although I do feel next season for him is D-Day. He has to win something. You can't be at a club like Arsenal and just be getting close all the time. You can give him that, you know. I'd say that first year when we challenged for the title, we were ahead of time. Everybody said it. We were all shocked as Arsenal fans. We were like, I didn't think we'd be. The season after that, a lot of us were like, yeah, we can actually do it. You know, we came close. This season, a lot of people thought, yeah, we are going to do it. We've had hell of injuries. We've not come close. It was second, but we've not come close in reality. I feel that next season, he has to. He has to win something significant. And no disrespect, but I'm not talking Carabao Cup. I'm on about like FA Cup absolute minimum.
Got to be going for the league,
to me,
innit?
it's got to be the league or the Champions League.
Yeah.
And those are hard things to win. So he's under pressure.
Well, I tell you, they are hard things to win because Newcastle fans know that from the 90s. Kevin Keegan's brilliant entertainer side.
Yeah.
They runners up. FA Cup runners up the lot.
Yeah.
Arsenal have kind of been branded that in the last few days as the Nelly men, haven't they? That's what Newcastle are called.
Yeah, and it's very fair. It's very fair to say that because it's true. It's facts. We've been nearly there in everything. Nearly, you know. I said this the other day. I said we're nearly there when it comes to signings. So it'd be like
Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, we'll have a transfer window and we're like, oh, it was good, but if only we. So we're nearly there in that, but then that passes down into how we finish in leagues as well. It'd be like we nearly win it. Maybe if this summer they go and do everything to win it, we can win it. That's what I want to see.
It's a tough question to answer this one, Robbie, because we have to see transfer windows. It could be a huge summer of ins and outs for both clubs, for many clubs. Who will finish higher next season, if you had to say now, between the Magpies and the Gunners?
I think we'll finish higher. I think Arsenal are going to go for it in the summer. I really do. They didn't buy no one in January. They've brought in this new sporting director in Berta. Everything I'm being told, like they're looking to go big time this summer. They have to. And if they do that, and if players, there are going to be a lot of players coming back from injury and that, I think we can finish higher. Yeah.
Who's going to be this big signing then? The big name? Is it Gyökeres?
Gyökeres could be one of them. It looks like Zubamendi's already done. Everybody's sort of, you know, all the talk is that's like literally. I was told that the other day by someone, I can't say, but you know, that's done. You know what I mean? So,
great signing.
So there's some big signings coming in. I think they're going to go big this summer. They have to. After what they did in January, they have to. So, yeah, I think we'll finish higher.
Newcastle haven't made a major signing in 3 windows because of PSR and FFP, but this year we're in good stead, so we can go.
You can
I'm
go
hearing
big.
The same as you, Robbie, on the Newcastle side of things. We're going to make 3 or 4 big signings.
Yeah, Newcastle are a good side, but we have to go big. And there's no excuses. Well, we've got money now. We've got money. We haven't made signings. Also, you know what I mean, the Champions League run to the semi-finals, that's big money. You know what I mean? They've got no excuses not to go huge in the summer.
Eddie Howe won a trophy this season. Will Arsenal win one next season ahead of Newcastle, or which club's going to win a trophy next in the next
I have to say yes, because he has to. You know, because of that thing, he has to. I do think that he knows that. He knows he's under pressure to
Pressure's
win
on now.
So I feel he's gonna go big in the summer. I feel he's going to go all out. Whether it happens or not, we wait to see. But I'd have to make us more of a favourite to win a trophy than Newcastle.
You may win the FA Cup, we may win the league. We'll put it that way.
You think Newcastle win the league next
We're
season?
going to challenge for it, I'm telling you.
Challenge, but win it.
Well, we'll see.
Winning the league is listen, Matty. It's difficult, man, because you know
Long
what I mean.
old slog.
You can be. I'm putting for last season. We were brilliant last. I'm not about this season. I don't think we have been. But last season we were absolutely brilliant, and we still didn't win it. You know what I mean? Because I think City are going to be
City
back.
come back, yeah.
Liverpool are going to be stronger. I feel.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel they've kept Salah, they've kept Van Dijk. That's been big, and they'll make 1 or 2 big signings. So I think they're going to be a stronger team. And your Chelsea's, and you know what it is, right? There's so many strong. I think that you've seen that this year. Apart from with Liverpool, right? There's so many strong teams in the Premier League now. That there's a lot of teams that can take points off of you, and it's not even a shock. You know what I mean? I saw Bournemouth the other day.
Brilliant team.
To Arsenal. They went to your place and beat you as well. They
Slapped
beat
us up 4-1.
They beat us home and away. You know what I mean? And you look at the players they've got. They've got good players. It's not like
Great players.
like once upon a time you lost 7 teams. Absolute shock. Nowadays, you're looking around their team, you're thinking, hey, he's good.
There's a lot of those players that could get into the top 4 saves now, isn't there?
And there's a lot of teams like that now. A lot of teams like
Brighton's,
that. So,
Fulham's.
yeah, even your teams like your Palaces and that. When we played them the other day,
Eze's.
I'm looking at Mateta, Eze. You know what I mean? I'm like, these guys, they're quality players. So it's really hard to win that league. It's the consistency. So it's no doubt Newcastle win a lot of games and will be right up there. But to win the league, you've got to be so consistent throughout the season. I think you have to have an injury-free season as well, really, or very, injuries you have to stay away from a lot of key injuries, and then you've got a chance. But it's tough, man. It's tough.
We'll wait and see, people. We could have done a podcast on this, to be fair, Robbie. We'll have to do it again this summer. Newcastle play Arsenal next week. Maybe we'll do a little preview on each other's challenges if you're not in the middle of Africa or Italy or France or anywhere.
I'll be back for the game. I'm going to be at that game. So last home game for Arsenal.
Last home game.
And even though...
Lap of honour?
Well, yeah, there'll be a lap of
For the
honour.
kids. Clap them
Be a
off.
lap
Do
of
the-
honour, clap them
do the
off.
shits
Listen, it's a
and-
long, hard season, man. And one thing I commend Arsenal for this season is that run in the Champions League was brilliant. You know what I mean? They did well.
Beating
Right,
Real
they've come up
Madrid as
short.
well was
Yeah,
big.
you know what I mean? But, got to do better in the league next year.
All right. Pleasure, mate. Thanks for
one.
joining me.
Take care, bro.
See you later.